Hello everyone, welcome to the second video of Corporate Consultants. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who watched our first video, who subscribed our channel, who shared and commented on our video. In this our second video, we are expecting to talk about the first impression. Have you ever bothered about your first impression? Well, if you have not done so, I probably believe that you'll be worried about your first impression after the end of this video. Well, then what is this first impression? First impression can be defined as the mental image a person is making after seeing a person for the first time. Once a person sees a person for the first time, the mental image that the person is making about the other person is called as first impression. Well, then how long does it take to build the first impression about a person? In 1979, an American psychologist called Robert Sanjay introduced a theory called hot cognition theory. In this hot cognition theory, the Robert Sanjay has stated a person is making his first impression about the other person within first 3 seconds after seeing the person. Yes, well, it's a quite small time, but still the human brain is trained that way to judge about a person within first 3 seconds. As further stated in hot cognition theory, it says the making of first impression in our brain is neither rational nor emotional decision. It is related to the chemical reaction of our brain. So how long does it take to make a chemical reaction in our brain? Our brain makes chemical reactions and take decisions within 400 milliseconds. First impression is critical because once the decision is made, it is very hard to change the image of the person in the other person's mind. So it is very important to have a good impression at the first sight because you'll not get any second chance for your first impression. Now what is the challenge in making the first impression? The challenge is have the good impression within small period of time. Let's see how we can overcome this challenge by making good first impression within few seconds. So these are the few tips that I will share with you to have a good first impression. The most important and the first tip, it is being punctual. Being punctual is the most important fact for the good first impression. The reason why is when we go to meet a particular person, the other person, even if it's us, we expect the other person to be on time without wasting our own time. So being punctual is the first and foremost important fact in first impression. Well, and the other one, some says that the appearance does not matter. Some says that judging people by looking at their appearance is wrong, but still the human brain is trained to judge people by their appearance. So it is important your head to toe appearance should be perfect if you are expecting to build a good first impression about you. Head to toe appearance, which we can call as grooming. So the grooming is very important if you are expecting to have a good first impression about you. Grooming is something which is very important and that we need to be very concerned of. The reason why is grooming is all about choosing the right attire at the right time. Which means if you are going for a party, you should be able to choose the appropriate dress. If you are going for a function, maybe an official function, you should be wear appropriate official or business dress. So grooming is not always wearing business suits, not always wearing a tie, maybe a full suit. Grooming is dressing according to the situation. So it is important for your first impression to choose your dress wisely to present yourself well. And there's a saying called Mr. Tall conquers all. Well, how this height is going to affect the first impression? Although there's a saying that Mr. Tall conquers all, it does not say that you necessarily need to be tall to have a good first impression. But still, you should look tall, which means you should present yourself in a good posture. If you are maintaining a bad posture, slouching your shoulders, obviously you look shorter than you are. So it is very important to have a good posture to make yourself look tall and smart. So always keep your shoulders broader and keep your spine straight and have a good posture, which will make you a smart person. Obviously it will help you to build a good first impression. There is another challenge that we face when we meet a person at the first time, which is shaking the hand. The shake hand also a critical component in the first impression, because when we shake hand someone, it is the place where we build the initial relationship. So it should be a firm shake hand, a friendly shake hand, which would help us to build a good relationship with the person. Well, then when we are shaking our hand, what are the important things that we need to consider about? Well, the first thing is you should not maintain too much of distance, and you should not get too much closer to the person while you are going to shake hand. And your hand should be bent a bit from your elbow, and you should give a firm shake hand. It should not be too strong or too weak. It should be firm enough, but it should not be too strong to hold other person's hand. Well, and the other thing is, when we are shaking hand, never ever rotate your hand either way, upwards or downwards. You should not rotate your hand. So these are the few important things that you need to be very concerned about your first meeting to make the good first impression. First thing is being punctual. The other one is your appearance, which I call as grooming, and the other one is having good posture to look yourself smarter, and the other one is the firm shake hand. I hope these small tips will help you to build a good first impression in your next meeting. Thank you for watching the video, and I would like to invite all of you to be with us in our next videos as well. In my next video, I would like to discuss about some important tips regarding the job interviews, and it will be linked to the first impression as well. So I hope you'll be with me, and in our next video, let's discuss how are we going to win the challenges that we face in job interviews. Thank you.